produce music, but the fact that you produce music and rap on them joints, freestyle on them joints, is gonna create a whole another lane that people gonna understand and they gonna know and they gonna be like, yo, he's serious about it.
Who's this beat by? Shades. Shade.
Shout out down to the
Yeah.
my brother right there.
Smooth talk.
Appreciate the kind words, my friend.
7 propel, cause it's cold as hell, I need a winter jacket. Cop it when I leave my tax lady. I don't wanna start a scene, I'ma get up and leave before I might act crazy. See, it ain't nothing to me, I speed to the B&B, I be fast pacing. Jack in the box with the peas, me and my day one got the pack station. AMG at the gas station, riding down roller heights. I really wanna talk about it, but I really can't tell a great story twice. I cut off the fakes more than twice, but shit, it ain't nothing to me. You tell them to pray for me, right? But bitch, it ain't nothing to see. They tryna get me.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Clue the motherfucking Don for another episode of Country Fan Mail Podcast. And I appreciate everybody that's been tapping in with any show, anything that I've put out. Thank you so much for the support. And once again, I have to make a shout out to my international listeners. Y'all are going up. Y'all are almost literally 50% of my listenership. That is a huge deal, and I really appreciate y'all for fucking with me. And also adding in, if you want to support this show, make sure that you hit that link below. That is the Patreon link. You can become a Patreon member and you can support my show. I have four different tiers of memberships in which you can support the show. So definitely make sure that you click that link below if you want to support. So without further ado, as you already know, I'll come back with another dope ass interview. I don't bring people on my show unless they are dope and they talking that shit. It ain't about followers. It ain't about likes and subscribes and all that shit. It's about you putting out good content. Your fucking story needs to be heard. So without further ado, I'm introducing to the stage somebody that I've had the pleasure of somewhat working with in the past with another interview. It all goes full circle and I really love how it happens. Been introduced to the stage, my homie OkaySpecial. What's good, man?
Clue, man. What is going on, bro?
Hey, man, you know it's all love, man. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Bro, it is a pleasure to be here, bro. It's my first ever real interview besides a job. I don't got to worry about all these, Sam's Club type ordeal. This is real, bro. I appreciate it. It feels surreal being here right now.
Man, I really appreciate you coming on, man, and I love when I get people on and it's their first interview. I treat all my interviews like it's my first interview as well. Even though if you listen to my first one, I was terrible, but we gotta keep the energy fresh and what I'm saying, keep it live, man. So yeah, once again, I really do appreciate you for coming on, man.
No, man, I appreciate you for having me, bro. Feels good to be here. Ready to talk, baby.
Already, let's go. So first question that I usually ask everybody that comes on, what was the first song that you listened to when you woke up this morning?
First song I listened to when I woke up, I usually like to listen to New Music Fridays for me. So whenever Fridays come, I check what new music comes out because I'm like early bird with the music. You're early bird when you wake up. I'll be early bird with the music. So
for sure.
I listen to that new Logic. He gets clowned a lot, but man,
Logic just dropped his tape.
He dropped the first single off the tape. It's called Vinyl Days, produced by his buddy. What was it? DJ Premier and somebody else.
Okay.
So it was fire. That's what I listened to when I first woke up, and then I listened to that new Tory Lanez.
Okay.
That's it for me, baby. How about you? What'd you listen to?
What was the first track I listened to? Actually, so I got up and I went to the gym. So I had to get some mood music. So I think I put on that new Vince Staples.
Oh yeah,
I think I put on that new Vince Staples and that joint, it's an automatic bop as soon as it starts, man.
He's that type of artist that makes you do that stank face, like
exactly. Like he just be like, he say it's so chill, man. He's a cool dude. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I did not really start diving into Vince Staples until he released this album, and I feel terrible about that. Like I've heard other songs from him, but as far as like I went through this whole album. And I think it's called Ramona Block Broke My Heart or something like that. And I loved it. And I was like, damn, like, have I been sleeping on this cat? And I went back and I was like, yeah, I've been sleeping on this cat for years.
Yeah, bro. I was too, actually. I wasn't like really new to Vince Staples myself. And then like I think it was his last album, not this one, the one before that. I was like, damn, this dude spits. What am I doing?
Really spits, man. Really spits. But speaking of spitting, man, we gotta talk about you, man, because I was introduced, so it's giving a little history. I was introduced to you first, of course, by Al Dante, and we'll get into that. Shout out to Al Dante Art.
Shout out. Hey, right here, baby.
Oh yes, definitely, man. Definitely plug it in, plug it in. And if y'all, oh yeah, right here, actually, Al Dante is actually the person who created my first logo, so that's also some history, y'all, for y'all as well. But so yeah, he's definitely plugged in. So yeah, he introduced me. He posted your song, the Al Dante's interlude, and I was just like, yo, like for one, the beat is what kind of like it. I knew something crazy was about to happen. That wah, 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 like I knew something crazy. I was like, man, that build up is dope. And then, you know what I'm saying? I appreciated the fact that he was like, yo, he took the interlude. And actually, you know what? I don't want to tell the story. Tell me the backstory to Al Dante's interlude and how that worked out.
So, first of all, produced by my cousin Shades Tinted, and I myself, because I want to, when I make music, I kind of just want to produce my own beats or have, my family or anybody that I know, anybody small or tight knit in my group, I want them to help me with anything like that. So if I'm not producing it, Shades did. So shout out to him for the beat. He sent me the beat, and I'm like, man, this is like dark and mysterious. I feel like I'm about to like walk in a dark alleyway or something right now. So I was
Yeah.
like, right from the jump, I was like, yeah, this is something that I want to take somewhere far. Then I was sending out Dante a bunch of my tracks, unreleased beats, and then he sent me an audio, and he was telling me just how good I was sounding, how proud he was. And that audio you hear in the beginning of Al Dante's interlude is a voice recording on an iPhone voice memo of just him telling me over text message, hey, you could produce and you could rap. Now you do both. It's over for him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's what I wanted to put at the beginning of Dante's interlude freestyle. And it was a freestyle. So, I feel like people get it mixed up nowadays what a freestyle is and what it isn't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Please, no, yeah, please give me your definition.
listen, so I respect all artists that, got their own definition of freestyle. My definition of freestyle is off the top of the head. You don't even think of anything prior to
Nothing
that.
written, nothing
No,
pre-thought, just
nothing
boom, boom.
earlier in the day. No flows developed earlier in the day. I'm talking about straight from the top. So when I made Al Dante's interlude, it was straight from the top, And even now when I look back, I'm like, man, like some of those bars could have been better. But it's like it's a freestyle. You know what I'm saying? So, you just gotta take what you get, man. You gotta spit from the top.
The art, yeah, I like that you said that because the art of freestyling for sure. I think damn that might have to be a conversation on the podcast. I might have to, I don't have to bring you back about that
Bring me
because
back, baby.
that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, the art of freestyling, I do feel like has been maybe a little bit misconstrued and lost because even with some of the people in the game that are like in the game, like I'm saying some of the the big dogs in the game, they go freestyle and then they start saying some shit from something else or some of their old raps, and I'm just like, you're not free. I mean, that's not freestyling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, sometimes you have to grab shit for reference, but if you're just reciting shit that you've already previously thought and put out there, it's not a freestyle. It's still a talent, but you're just spitting. You're not
Right.
freestyling. You know
For
what I'm saying?
example, like LA Leakers, I'm sure you know about them. They got like their if you don't, they basically just run their own freestyles, like how Funk Flex does and all that stuff. So
Okay.
they had J. Cole come on there for one of the freestyles. I love J. Cole. He's probably one of my top 5 all time, no matter what. And he was actually spitting on there, and you could tell. I don't know if it sounded like it was written, but don't get me wrong, it might not be.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
genius, regardless. At
Exactly.
the end of
Yeah.
that verse, he started reciting one of his tracks off of the off season. So I was like, oh, okay. So that might have been a little bit written. So like, I don't know, man. It's like really just give or take depending on what you think of a freestyle. But to me, man, off the top, that's the most special moment you could get when you rap.
I think that there's a certain level of there's different levels of skill when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to spitting, MCing, if you want to go to the archaic original name of it. But it's like, so it's like for me, I find myself all the time like I'm not an artist, I'm not a rapper at all. Don't you're not gonna see me in 10 years and be like, yo, Clue the Don podcast host decided to release an album. It would never happen. So
Hey,
never
never
look
say
for it.
never.
But I will say that I have my moments where I literally will. I can ghostwrite some shit, right? I'll have my moments where I'll come up with some good shit. But when it actually comes to the delivery and saying it and getting it out, anytime that I decide to bring myself anywhere close to a mic, my iPhone, anything recording it, it never happens right. And that's why I know that I'm not meant to be an artist, because that skill regardless if you are saying somebody else's shit, you're saying some shit that you remembered, or if you coming off the top of the head. Only a few motherfuckers have that skill to be able to do it on beat. And you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I definitely recognize in your songs and this is more so reference to Bruce Wayne.
Oh yeah, Bruce Wayne, that's my favorite right now.
Yeah, sure. Bruce Wayne, like it bang, because like I ain't gonna lie. So I made that promo yesterday morning, right? So I woke up yesterday and I was doing a promo and shit, and I was only gonna do Al Dante's interlude, but then I was just like, well, I used that for Al Dante's interview. I want to mix in something different. So I was like, let me dive into some other tracks that, you know, well, I had already dived into. I was like, what other tracks does he have that I was, you know, so I was dipping into them, and I was just like, man. And then like my mind just started kind of going with the whole Bruce Wayne thing, like, and then like, you know, like my creative process just gets wild, and I was like, I will reverse it and flip it. But then once I actually started listening, I was like, dude, this fucking, like, you were going off, like,
thank you, bro.
You were going off. So like, what was so? I mean, we all know who Bruce Wayne is, right? So did the rap itself, or did the song itself have any kind of basis around that, or was it just kind of like in reference to how you live in your life? I know one thing you were saying, like you said AMG pulling up to the gas station. Yeah, I remember there was something that you were saying, kind of like, and that put me in the mindset of like a Batmobile pulling up, everybody kind of looking, but you're just like, nah, I'm just doing my thing, like leave me alone type shit.
Yeah. That was a good question. I like that question. For one, it's like the Batman movie was releasing, so I was like, that movie's about to be here. Let me just make it relevant as is. You know what I'm saying? Second of all, everybody tells me I look like Bruce Wayne from the Gotham series. I don't know if you watched the Gotham
You
series.
know, I can actually see it. Yeah, I can see the kid.
Everybody says I look like him. I never watched that show, bro. I never seen it. Everybody's like, "Yo, this Bruce Wayne." I'm like,
I saw the first season, and I can see it.
I'm like, thank you, because I think they're talking about Bruce Wayne, like Christian Bale Bruce Wayne, or we're talking about, whatever, Robert Pattinson, whatever. They show me a picture of this kid. I'm like, all right, yeah, I feel you.
Like, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'm flattered, really. You know what I'm saying? But and then, yeah, man, like that, and then yeah, everything. The one thing that I want to distinguish myself from other artists in my raps, I didn't want to lie. I never want to the bar I put down, it actually happened or relates to me in some way. So I don't want to just put something down like, oh, I got Glocks and switches on me. Like, that's not. I'm not gonna lie. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit there and fib about that or talk about, I got a Hellcat down there. No, I got a Hyundai Elantra down there. It's not a Hellcat, but I'm gonna get there maybe. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the point of it.
And I appreciate that about your music. And honestly, like, there's not too many people that, because yeah, so there's a difference in talking about talking about it as if you already got it, and talking about it in the sense of like, this is what I'm gonna be dreaming type situation, right? Because I feel like, yeah, at one point in time, the best hip hop, at least from my era, like the best hip hop were the hip hop that kind of, that dreamy kind of, like, it put you in that mindset of where you were going to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when Kick Push by Lupe Fiasco came out. I feel like that was probably one of the most dynamic, dream felt songs of that time frame. Because you talking about, like, even if you weren't a skateboarder, you just trying to fucking be a kid, and niggas is fucking with you. And now you got a girl, and she just like, I'm gonna fuck with you, but like, I'm, so anyways, I could dissect that song, but
Me too, bro. He's one of the few that, along with him and Logic.
Logic is another one. I was Logic. I was just listening to a lot of Logic because I had an interview Makeda Iroquois. She had a song called New Earth, and I was like, that song reminds me so much of Fade Away by Logic. Just the whole, like, that whole, for one, that whole mixed out, that whole album with just the whole, traveling to a new planet, saying, trying to, find something new. She had that same vibe. And and like I said, going back to Logic, he or going, you and Logic, or even just that realm of rappers who rap about what's actually going on. Logic always talks about, where he came up, Maryland, the fact that he's biracial, the shit that he's seen, stuff like that. And when I listen to your music, or the first time that I was listening to your music, I got a similar vibe, as far as just, you're not talking about shit that is like, it's just not giving me a fake type of, like, anybody can rap. I can Google most expensive shit on earth and then write a fucking rap about it and make it seem cool, whatever, and then rent some shit and then make it seem cool, but like keeping it real.
Yeah.
But not being hard. Like,
yeah, that's kind of where I was trying to go. You know what I'm saying? Because AMG at the gas station, that happened. When I went to LA a year ago, my mom was with one of her ex-boyfriends. He was cool and stuff, but he had some money, so I was with them in an
You were in Soho,
AMG.
right?
I didn't rent that. Trust me, I don't got the money to rent that. What'd you say?
You were in Soho, right?
Yeah, I was over there, and then I also went to
I stalked you.
Rolling Heights. That's what I'm saying, Rolling Heights. Over down there in California. I was like, so when I said AMG at the gas station riding down Rolling Heights,
that's literally just
I
what
was
happened.
talking about it. I'm just talking about it. And that relates to the Bruce Wayne persona that you kind of dissected from me.
So where did it all start for you? Like when was the first time that you thought that like, yo, I wanna make beats, or I wanna write? Or what came first actually? Was it the producing or was it the rapping?
Middle school, I was being just dumb as hell. I was the class clown, if anything. I don't even know. What's above that? Whatever's above that, put me there. I was above the class clown. I would sit under the stairway with my best friends and we would just spit all day. And it was just stupid shit, like all freestyles, you know what I mean? So that's where the rapping came in, but I never took it serious. It was all stupid, just I'm just gonna sit here and rhyme because I got English class next period anyways. So like it was one of those things. And then fast forward quarantine, when I was living with my mom, I was like, man, I don't really got nothing to do, man. I don't even know what to do. I'm about to go to college. I'm about to graduate. I mean, I don't even know what graduation's going on because I graduated in 2020. So that was, when everything hit. So I didn't have no prom, no graduation. I had a little ceremony, but it was like you had to one person at a time wear a mask. Besides the fact, it was just one of those things where, you know, I just had to just figure out really what I wanted to do. And at that point, I was like, all right, let me just open FL Studio and buy FL Studio real quick because I'm okay. I'm all right on money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could buy the 250 edition. It'll hurt me a little bit, but I'm like, fuck it. I'll just do it. So I did it. And from that point on, I just fell in love with it. I'm like, damn. So I fell in love with making beats first, to answer your question. I rapped for fun. You know what I'm saying? And I fell in love with making beats. And ever since then, I still got that same love, if not exponentially bigger. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should rap over my beats. That'd be fun. Why not? You know what I'm saying? That'd be fun. So I like to also think of myself rapping for fun. And I want to, mainly I take my producer to heart, but I want to start moving this rap shit forward for sure.
Already. Okay. And since you actually before I get into this next question, I'm actually gonna run this real quick commercial. I do want to run this commercial before I get into if I forget. Commercial break. So yeah, include the motherfucking Don Country Fan Mail podcast. I got my homie on here. Okay, special. We'll be right back. Yeah, y'all see it. I'm talking about that good old white rabbit. It's the only thing I put into my blunt. Tap, tap, tap. And I keep it on going. And I just simply put it up and put it down. Y'all see that lighter flicking? So if you ever end up in California, go to your nearest dispensary and tap in with White Rabbit Cannabis. White Rabbit Cannabis is sponsoring this podcast. Thank you for listening.
On that white rabbit, baby.
White rabbit, yes, sir. Include the motherfucking.
What were those side effects? What were those side effects that you listed?
Oh man, oh yeah, oh those side effects. That was a yeah, a little bit of all that. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, welcome back. We are going for part two after the commercial break. Here with my boy OkaySpecial. So so rolling into, there was something that you said that I want to kind of back up and talk a little bit more on. So you said you graduated in 2020, and we all know what was going on in 2020, and that it was just really different. And I remember And while it was all happening, like I went through like it was like the beginning, like went through a bad breakup. So it was like beginning of the pandemic, everybody's in the house and then you're alone, right? So it's just me and my dog. And I remember just sitting out on the porch and I would see these people. This one day I saw these people like in a train of cars and they all had like different, the year, 2020 spray painted, and they were going to different seniors' houses, beeping and like, kind of like a little graduation train. And I thought that was really kind of cool because they didn't have a graduation, right? So it really made me think like, damn, kids really did get fucked over, what I'm saying, in a way, what I'm saying, like it wasn't y'all's fault, it wasn't nobody's fault, but somebody's fault, but y'all got fucked over in a way, right? So I've actually never had the opportunity to talk to a senior from that year.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, with that being said, what were some of those things that you were kind of going through mentally, being y'all were kind of like ground zero?
Yeah, dude, it was wild because they sent us on, what do you call it, Easter break, spring break, whatever you want to call it, and I was like, all right, normal spring break. Let me get a week off. I'll take it, and then we get an email, spring breaks extended for 3 weeks because of this virus that's going around. So all right, cool. 3 weeks we'll be back. That 3 weeks turned into never. So I never saw my high school again until I graduated. They gave me my diploma and stuff. So
Were y'all work doing schoolwork for those first 3 weeks?
those 3 weeks we were off. So we got
Like
like
what?
four
Oh, so
weeks,
it was literally just an
like a
extended
month off.
spring
I was
break.
like, hell yeah, I'll take it. But I also went to vocational school while I was in high school. I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to be a doctor, like a nurse anesthetist, or an anesthesiologist. So I was going to school for that. And right now I'm in school. I'm still in college, but I'm going there for business. I switched.
That's
I wanted to do, because the world's business, man. And if you want to invest in yourself, you could be your own business. I mean,
for
you
sure.
are. Look at you.
Hey
So
man, I'm
like,
trying, man.
yeah, you're doing your thing, bro. But besides the fact, it was like it was one of those things where I don't even know, man. It's really hard to explain just because, like, we had the little ceremony, and then right after that it was just nothing. Like, even my vocational school, nothing, man. It's like everything cut off because they didn't have a plan. Nobody had a plan for this
Nobody knew it was
until
up.
later on. Like, now they got stuff implemented and whatnot, but it's hard to explain because, like, nothing was done to satisfy the needs of anybody. I mean, like, going back to my vocational school for nursing, I had to complete this like exam, like this big exam where you got to study months for it. It was a 2-year program, so the whole 2 years is leading up to this final exam where you got to do a hands-on thing on a real person, and it's like, you got to do a real nurse. They give you like 2 prompts and you got to do it, and they made us do it still, and we were off for like 4 months, no studying, no nothing. Somehow I passed it along with a few other of my
Oh
classmates.
well,
I
shit.
remember,
Good,
yeah,
good.
somehow I did.
I was getting worried. I was like,
No, no, no. Somehow I did, bro. I went in there. I was like, I'm done. This is it, and it's all right because I couldn't prepare myself. This is just
yeah.
wild. Whatever. I passed, and I got my STNA license and whatever. Graduated.
But you since moved on to business though.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. So, like when I moved on and I got my diploma, they had a similar thing for seniors where you drive around the city and stuff. You can go in your car. I did it, but like, it was whatever. It was cool, but I was just like, let me get out of here, bro. I'm done.
What
So
about like prom and shit? Like, were you like, so actually, it's a better question. So I know you had yeah, I might be able to answer this question for myself. You said that you were kind of like above the class clown. I think like above the class clown would be like an asshat.
yeah, yeah, that could
So
that
like,
could generally be that for sure. Like, I think that's exactly what I was. I was an asshat, but it was okay because I had a 4.0 every year, bro.
oh well, shit. You definitely had a better pass
I
than a
don't
lot of
even know
other
what you would
asshats.
call me, bro. Like, yeah, I was an asshat for real, but you couldn't do nothing to me because I'm passing the
Because you were
class
passing
and
the
more.
classes.
I'm like getting A pluses and shit.
So were you like a ladies man?
Not really, man. I was like, I had one high school sweetheart, and actually she's still with me right now, which is the crazy part. One high school sweetheart, and that was
That's what's up.
yeah, just right from like what? I think it was freshman year, a little before 8th grade. So yeah, it's wild, bro. still going strong out here. I mean, we were on and off for years and stuff, but we were
I
kids.
mean,
We were kids.
when you date for that long, and then that high school, that's such a pivotal. I mean, it's such a dynamic time. You know what I'm saying? If you're not on and off, I was just talking with my stepson, actually, stepson, my wife, and we were having a funny conversation, and she said something, and she was just like, "Damn, like high schoolers are hoes," and we both looked at her, and we were just like, "Everybody in high school is a hoe." Like
I
everybody.
mean, you're not wrong, man, at all. No, because it's the funny
That's
part.
what you're
Like
supposed to be.
her and I now, like we're older, we're adults now, so we're much like we're perfect now. Like we just know how to act. But like when we were kids, you gotta experience other shit, like
Yeah,
because
you got
it's
to.
impossible not to. Either that or you're like the biggest asshole. You're above an ass hat, basically.
Yeah. You're definitely above an ass.
For sure, bro. So yeah, it's wild. That is wild.
so you said that you were going to school, saying you graduated. So I mean, like, what was life after graduation like? Because I mean, everything was still kind of. I feel like until the last 6 months, I'm saying, shit was really finicky, and even now it's still like
Yeah, it's like
we still, So it's like, what was life like after graduation?
it was
Or
just
how has life been after graduation? Because it hasn't been that long.
right. Like I had my graduation party, pretty good turnout, but even at that, it was weird. It was like there could have been more. I know how many people go to graduation parties, and I'm
For
saying
sure.
my family's big, but it was still at that point where it's like I don't blame them because nobody really knew what was going on. So like I'm cool with that, obviously, but at the same time, it's like man, it's been weird because it's been super lonely. Like it's just like lonelier than usual. You know exactly what I mean. I think, at least in the first stages. Now I'm good, but in the first stages, you felt super lonely. That's what inspired me to make the beats, man. I was like, damn, let me just do some of my life, and
Yeah.
then yeah, man, I jumped right into college. After I had that little summer break, fall, I started taking 7 classes, which is 3 credits each. I was taking 7 classes, and that busted me because I was like, damn, I can't. I was taking 2 chemistries, and I was still in that health profession. I was like, man, I can't do this. I can't.
Sheesh.
And the funny part is, I got dean's lists so far each semester, but like,
So school just comes pretty easy. School just comes naturally easy to you, it seems.
I
Or
guess
or do you just have a
I would
natural?
humbly say yes.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, because I've noticed that, and that's one thing that I had to come to a realization about myself, because I love to learn. However, traditional school usually does not work for me. And that's why it took me, saying almost 12 years after high school to go to college. And I mean, I'm in college right now, and I'm even at a different I go to Full Sail for audio production, and it's like it's a
Nice.
different type of school, because like I know I couldn't just do like, write a paper, writing 4 or 5 papers every week. I would flunk out. I would fail. I would fail. So
I
it's
don't
just not
blame
my
you
thing.
though. I don't blame you because everybody's different too. It just only reason it came natural to me is just because I feel like my mom. I was for sure in the back of my head. I'm like, man, my mom's. I can't play, man. My mom's one of those you can't play. I love my mom. Yeah, you can't play though. You know what I mean? It's one of those situations. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm just gonna focus on school. I'm gonna make that my priority. And since then, I just did, man. I was like, everybody would make fun of me, call me a tryhard. I'm like, yeah, of course. But I was also an idiot. Like I said, I was an asshat. So it was cool. It was fun. High school was fun. Goes by fast though. They definitely didn't lie about that.
It goes
Regardless.
by fast as hell. It flies by, man. It's wild. I can't even remember majority. I can't remember majority. I couldn't remember majority of high school at my graduation.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I was like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? A lot happens, man. But when there was something that you hit on that I definitely want to hit on before we kind of come full circle. You talk about your mother, and that she, saying she was on your head, man. So tell me about, a little bit about coming up, saying, did you have, your mother and your father, like, or like, how were those dynamics, and how were they? Yeah, how did they deal with you being an asshat? Will be
Oh
expressed.
yeah. I don't know, man. I think I get the ass hatness from my dad. He's the jokester. He's like my best friend. So like growing up though, my parents separated like when I was like 9. So that was early. So at that point, um later on in life, fast forward like 5 years after they separated, my dad was actually addicted to heroin for a few years. So we had a couple of battles with addiction, which is just, it's hard to get through, especially with
Yeah,
opioids. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
he battled that though, and he's now 5 years sober to this day. I think like 7 now. I don't even know, but yeah,
That's what's
like,
up.
dude, he's like my best friend now. I didn't see him for about 3 years. But my mom's side, good family upbringing. Same with his side, like basically all good. Life's been
Yeah,
good. It's just a few rocks in the road, but it doesn't really matter.
for sure. That's what's up. That's what's
That
up.
makes you who you are. You know what I mean?
And you came up in Cleveland, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. West side of Cleveland, and then I also stayed with my mom, like in the suburbs, like Fairview Park. I graduated from Fairview High School, so I always went to Fairview Park. But like when I would live with my dad, when they were separated, it would be like go to my grandma's over on the west side, and that was like my second home.
Okay, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, as far as looking forward for any projects, what I'm saying, full leaf projects coming, what I'm saying, when you do drop, and this is something, of course, you can decide that if you want to, give that much information or not. When you do drop a project, and I'm hoping that you drop, what I'm saying, something, what I'm saying, really soon, is it going to be more so focused on the producing side of it, or is it going to be focused on the rapping, or are you just going to go full-fledged Kanye on that motherfucker and
Be
do
like,
both?
I really want to go Kanye on him real quick. You know what I'm saying? But
That's
and
what I
I've
was
been,
hoping you say.
you know what I'm saying? I've been posting my beats on BeatStars lately, just beats that I have in the vault. So if anybody want to check out my BeatStars, it's OkaySpecial on BeatStars.
Yeah,
20,
no
20
plug
bucks.
in. Please
20
plug
bucks.
yourself
20
in.
bucks for one of my beats. Come on. No, I'm done. I'm done. But
The link will
honestly,
be right there. Where link will be right there. Plug
I
yourself
appreciate
in,
that,
man.
bro. Um and another thing is like, yeah, I kind of want to go full Kanye, but like when I make a track, I want the production to be just as good as the, you know, engineering. You know what I'm saying? Because I engineer it myself too. I'm learning how I produce, I mix, I master, and I engineer myself. So that Bruce Wayne,
That's
I did
great.
that all myself. The beat, the mix, mastering, engineering, all that. And I do that on FL Studio, so it's tough. I'm learning every day. So since I released Bruce Wayne, I just been trying to get that production on. Really trying to like work on my craft, get that shit
For sure.
A1.
And I definitely want to make a shout out. I want to make sure that I get the name right before I say it. West Intro Productions. I want to make a shout out to West Intro Productions. That's where I
Absolutely,
was getting I saw
absolutely.
that they did a lot of your content
Yep.
as far as your videos. So yeah, definitely want to shout out to them because it's very. I do all my like I said, all the intros and stuff like that on myself because I ain't gonna pay nobody else to do it. I'm just gonna do my shit. I'm just gonna do this shit myself.
Right. That's how I feel.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like so it's easy. It's really easy to work with artists, you know what I'm saying, when they already have some type of established content because I hear so many amazing artists. So, like sonically amazing artists, but they don't have visuals. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, and you know, visual it can go a long way, you know what I'm saying, for that. But at the same time, you look at artists like, her or HER, she you didn't even know what she actually looked like for a long ass time,
For
and
real. Like I just found out last week.
the weekend was the same way. Did y'all? Yeah, I don't know if people remember when the weekend, you didn't know what the weekend looked like,
I
and
don't remember that, but The Weeknd's one of my favorite artists. I don't really
yeah,
remember that though.
yeah, when the weekend first dropped, you did not know what you didn't know what he looked like, and he kept that going for like it was a good little while before he actually like you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm definitely aging myself, man. You talking about 2009,
That was
2009,
that was a good
2010.
era though. That was a good era. I
Oh
remember.
yeah, that was an amazing era of music,
But for
man.
real, man, shout out West Intro, man, because he yeah, that's my BFF, bro. And he just any small artists that are watching this, link up with him. Anybody really. I mean, he really he's doing his thing too, kind of like us here. We're just trying to learn it ourselves, so we
For
don't got to
sure.
do it, pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So I respect all that grind. I'll always support him. I always support you. Anybody like that, Dante, anybody that supports me, I reciprocate it. It's how you supposed to do it.
And I definitely see it, man. I see it all on your page. I saw, I was when Dante made those certified lover boy dunks. I mean, forces, like the interest that's what they were, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure.
COBs, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like man, the detail on that rose on the check mark. I mean, like that man is like next level. Yeah, do you have him around? Because like
I was gonna see if I had him around here.
yeah, man, those things
I
are
don't.
amazing. So what we're talking about, y'all, is Aldante Art. He's a customizer. I mean, well, I can't even. I feel like that's not
He's
even
an artist
respect on his name. He is an artist. This man is a complete artist, and when I tell you he can literally create on any medium, and he just did this, did these amazing, certified lover boy Drake customized Nikes, and yeah, he painted that back there, the Iron Man.
It glows in the dark
with the Thor. It glows. You know what I'm saying? My man is he's different, man. He's different. So yeah, shout out to our Dante Art. I'll definitely plug up his interview right there, so you can check that out as well. But with that being said, man, I like to gather some information, because I really think this is important, because podcasts they're eternal, right? You never know. I feel like they're kind of like digital time capsules. You know what I'm saying? So if you had an opportunity to get a message out to everybody in the world, like like a text message that just notification bing went off on everybody's phone, everybody, if they don't have phones, it was a smoke signal. What would that message be?
That's a deep question right there, man. You just hit me with a deep one right there. Honestly, it would probably just say simply, it would say, be open-minded. Don't worry about the little things. That's it. Just be open-minded. You know what I'm saying? If all of us can just somewhat be open-minded when we rationalize ourselves, that would solve everything right there.
It'll change the game. Already, man. Well, y'all heard it here first, man. Just be open-minded. Stop being a fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just be open-minded. Stop being weird. And you know what I'm saying? Just really, just you know what I'm saying? Be open-minded.
Don't worry about it, man. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Smoke more weed, drink more water.
Drink more water.
Definitely. Yo, I really do appreciate you coming on to the show, man. It's really been a really dope conversation, man. It's been
a pleasure, man. I hope I can come back again one day, man.
Awesome. Already, man. Definitely. I really appreciate you fucking with me from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Definitely everybody who tapped in and listened, thank y'all for watching Include the motherfucking Don Country Fan Mail podcast. Make sure that you tap in all the links for all the music and the videos. And also make sure that if you like this video, if you like any of my videos, make sure that you can go to my Patreon link. You can support on Patreon. Fuck with your boy. Oh, it was that a Drake? That's a Degrassi shirt?
Yeah, Degrassi.
Yo, that joke go hard. Excuse me. Include the motherfucking Don Country Fan Mail podcast. We out.
You produce music, but the fact that you produce music and rap on them joints, freestyle on them joints, is gonna create a whole another lane that people gonna understand, and they gonna know, and they gonna be like, yo, he's serious about it.
Who's this beat by? Shades.
Shout out down to my brother right there.
Smooth talk.
Appreciate the kind words, my friend.
Sim propel, cause it's cold as hell, I need a winter jacket. Cop it when I leave my tax lady. I don't wanna start a scene, I'ma get up and leave before I might act crazy. See, it ain't nothing to me, I speed to the B&B, I be fast pacing. Jack in the box for the peas, me and my day one got the pack station. AMG at the gas station, riding down roller heights. I really wanna talk about it, but I really can't tell a great story twice. I cut off the fakes more than twice, but shit, it ain't nothing to me. You tell them to pray for me, right? But bitch, it ain't nothing to see. They tryna get